Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at artists who found success in a group and tried to forge their own musical paths, only to return when things didn't quite pan out.
I was born and raised here, I got it made, and if I have got a way, I'm gonna stay here.
Marcus Mumford. Throughout the 2010s, Mumford & Sons solidified themselves as one of the best-known folk acts of the 21st century. After 4 consecutive albums reaching the top 3 of the Billboard 200, they were rocked by the departure of Winston Marshall after he experienced a wave of political backlash online in 2021.
And I can't be part of the lie. So I decided then the only thing for me to do was to quit the band, retract my apology, but now I live in the truth, and I feel liberated by that.
The fallout left the band in an unsteady position, giving frontman Marcus Mumford the opportunity to release a solo record in 2022. Self-titled was met with generally positive reviews and featured trendy artists like Phoebe Bridgers, but it fell short of reaching the same mainstream success Mumford had with the group.
Even then I deny it, can hardly believe it, dismiss or demean it, but I know I must speak it.
In 2025, he reunited with the remaining members to release their first work in 7 years, which immediately charted higher than his solo efforts.
Light me up, I'm wasted in the dark. Rush me, restless heart.
Natalie Maines. Even with the political strife and blacklisting the Chicks faced in the 2000s, they still saw more critical success than ever with their 2006 record, Taking the Long Way.
I'm not ready to make nice. I'm not ready to back down. I'm still mad as heck.
Despite refinding their footing, the group went on a hiatus less than 2 years later. In 2013, lead singer Natalie Maines released her first and only solo album, Mother. It consisted of original and pre-existing songs, with the most prominent being covers of artists like Pink Floyd and Eddie Vedder.
I'd rather this than live without you.
While it was met with some success, others thought that it felt more like a random assortment of tracks rather than an intentional body of work. Maines never released a follow-up, and instead rejoined the Chicks to release the group's first single in nearly 15 years. Gavin Rossdale. Thanks to their string of 1990s hits, Bush became one of the most well-known and successful groups of that decade. But after a downturn in sales in the early 2000s, they broke up. This allowed Gavin Rossdale to focus on other musical ventures, including his 2008 solo effort, Wanderlust.
I never thought that I had any more to give.
Unfortunately, it didn't have the same impact as his earlier work with Bush. While he did score his first top 30 hit song since the 90s, his album failed to reach the same peak. Beyond sales, it was critiqued for its more universal sound and lyricism, with some wanting him to return to his grunge roots.
Forever may you run, forever may you run.
In 2010, he did just that by reforming Bush and releasing their first record in a decade.
It's all in your face, I see you break. It's like the sound of winter.
Courtney Love. Some post-band efforts, it seems, are doomed from the start. Although Courtney Love had begun working on her solo album in 2001, it wouldn't see the light of day until 2004. A slew of personal and legal issues, including the official breakup of her band Hole, forced her to re-record her work. When America's Sweetheart was finally released, people were not impressed, including Love herself, who accused her record label of rescinding her creative control and putting it out before it was ready.
He's all that I can dream on.
It was a total departure from the sound that had launched her career, and it received little promotion, causing it to flop in its first week. 5 years later, Love refounded whole and hasn't released a long solo project since.
I never wanted to be the person you see, but thank you. I got this coming out.
Patrick Stump.
You could be your own spotlight. Oh, you could be your own spotlight. You could be the star.
After cementing themselves as one of the biggest pop-punk bands of the new millennium, Fall Out Boy pulled back in 2009. During their hiatus, lead singer Patrick Stump wrote and produced his solo debut, Soul Punk. Rather than stay in the rock lane fans knew him for, he pivoted to a poppier, synth-laden sound.
'Cause this city is my city, and I love it. Yeah, I love it.
While critics loved the new direction he'd gone in sonically, listeners didn't agree. After selling just 9,000 copies in its first week, the album fell off the charts entirely. Disillusioned by the negative response, Stump nearly quit performing. Luckily, he reunited with Fall Out Boy instead and went on to see a career resurgence.
My songs know what you did in the dark. So light 'em up.
Noel Gallagher.
And after all, you're my wonderwall.
After nearly 20 years together, Oasis took the world by surprise in 2009 when it was revealed they had split after a pre-show fight. Afterwards, both Gallagher brothers went on to have solo careers. Noel went on to form Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds in 2011, whose first album went triple platinum that same year.
I'm holding on, I'm waiting for the moment to find me.
Unfortunately, that would signal the end of his major commercial success. Each subsequent release resulted in lower sales despite receiving critical praise. The 2023 record, Council Skies, failed to push 100,000 units.
Pretty boy, you got the dream.
In 2024, both brothers shocked fans worldwide once more with the announcement of a reunion and their first tour together in 15 years. Joe Jonas.
Talk to me, baby. I'm going up on this sweet, sweet baby. Whoa, let's lose our minds.
From Disney to DNCE, he's proven that some artists are much stronger when performing with a group. Joe Jonas first found success with his siblings in the Jonas Brothers. In 2011, they took a break to work on their own music, which is where things went awry for Joe. He intended his record, Fast Life, to introduce a more mature sound to his fanbase and listeners as a whole.
I don't wanna wait for you. I don't wanna wake up thinking, hoping you'll get it right this time.
It was a huge departure from his pop rock days, and while it had a good debut, it completely fell off by its third week of release. He saw more success a few years later with DNCE, but it was his reunion with his brothers in 2019 that propelled him back to the top of the charts.
I'm a sucker for all the subliminal things no one knows about you.
AJ McLean. Millennials across the world remember where they were when the Backstreet Boys released some of their biggest hits.
Tell me why it ain't nothing but a thought. Tell me why it ain't nothing.
Their reign as 90s legends continued into the 2000s when longtime member AJ McLean announced a solo project. With collaborators like NSYNC's JC Chazé and OneRepublic's Ryan Tedder, it had the potential to be huge. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. 2010's Have It All only saw chart success in Taiwan and Japan, failing to make waves elsewhere.
Because it feels right. Savage and civilized. Like teenage wildlife. I love you, I love you.
Luckily, it came out during the Backstreet Boys tour that same year, giving McLean something to fall back on. While he has released other singles since then, for the most part, he's shown his talents really flourish while with the whole group.
When walls start to close in, your heart is frozen over.
Gerard Way. In 2013, My Chemical Romance fans everywhere mourned when they heard the news of the band's breakup. The quartet had taken the 2000s by storm and easily became one of the most influential acts of the era. In 2014, lead singer Gerard Way announced his solo debut, Hesitant Alien. It was totally different from anything he'd created with the group, introducing listeners to a side of him they hadn't seen before. While the album itself had a strong start on the charts, its singles faltered heavily in comparison. In the end, the project came and went without much commercial fanfare. Though he saw more success in his TV ventures, Way ultimately returned to MCR, who made their official reunion in 2019. Before we unveil our final pick, here are a few dishonourable mentions. David Lee Roth. After his solo career slowed in the 90s, Roth rejoined Van Halen in 1996. Lindsey Buckingham. After his 1992 album peaked at number 128, he reunited with Fleetwood Mac just 3 years later. Richard Wright. His 1978 debut came and went with little fanfare, leading him to return to Pink Floyd in 1987.
I don't know why we go on so.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Gene Simmons. By 1978, Kiss had achieved mainstream success. That year, their management decided that the best way to solidify their image and fulfill their contract obligations was to have them all release solo albums. Paul Stanley and Ace Frehley stayed in their musical comfort zones, landing them at number 40 and number 26 respectively on the Billboard 200. Peter Criss opted for R&B, resulting in critical failure. Gene Simmons took the most risks, showcasing different genres and working with several artists. His efforts helped him peak the highest at number 22. The strategy proved they worked better as a team, a point further solidified by I Was Made for Loving You, becoming a worldwide hit the following year. Which former band member do you think had the most disappointing solo career? Let us know in the comments below.